You want answers?
What's that going to set up?
We gotta go to work.
It's the Strat Attack Show. But we're always wondering what the next two is.
Holy shnikes, it worked.
That's something I want to know about.
What's your name, scumbag?
Strat Attack Show.
We're on a mission from God.
Here's Rob Smith. Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith. This is Smith in the Black, and it's Tuesday. It's Strat Attack Show where we get into the vehicle and figure out what's going on. So let's take a look here. So you'll hear me say this a lot. When things occur matters, right? We're coming into the end of the month. We're coming into the quarter. And so what we want to see here is, we've been following this broadening formation for a while on the SPY, right? This, where you're going to get chopped up, and now if we can really get this thing moving to the downside, that'll be good because we know broadening formations get bigger, right? So what we really want here is for things to move lower, right? Because this is a bigger move. However, what we do have is what we've known about, and we're coming into a new quarter, new month, is the energy. It's got to stay firm. So if we go to XLE, trying to stay firm here, and we'll go here. I know that's a 30-minute chart, but we'll go daily and be like, all right, well, is this going to start moving back higher? All right, that's what we want to know because when you have the broader averages trying to sell off, what we saw like in January, let's go to the monthly. The monthly, we were big up, right? And so now we've got a 3, and let's shrink that down for you. Say, okay, well, now we got an outside bar, right? Because we didn't have any lower lows for 5 months. Now we do. But once a 3, always a 3 cannot be. And you'll hear me saying that. What that means is that the continuity doesn't matter as much anymore because you did what you're supposed to do. You went higher high, you went lower low. And coming into the end of the week, you got a new month, you got a new quarter, and we know on the yearly that this thing's a green. It's one of the only things it is. So we'll see how that goes because once we open up, it's going to be a tough time to not be an inside month. Let me go here real quick. It's going to be a hard time to not be an inside month, right? But we can have continuity to the upside, right? And that's what we want to see. How are they going to position themselves coming into the new month, coming into the new quarter? And, a lot of people come to me and say, what do you mean by they? And I'm like, people that have a lot more money than we do, right? Fidelity, all these kind of funds, like they have to answer to people and say, okay, what are we going to do for the new month? What are we going to do for the new quarter? So are they going to continue to position themselves into, let's go that month, into energy? That's what we want to know. Because if it starts going green, it's already green on the year because it's from here. So it would be green on the quarter, green on the month, green on everything if they start taking them up. So we're going to keep an eye on that because if you go to the SPY having all sorts of problems. And we know that, right? It's Qs, all sorts of problems. I mean, they are nowhere near being green on the month or the quarter, right? But we got a new quarter and a new month, so the continuity could change. We're going to watch the 10-year when it comes to Qs, but all sorts of trouble over there. So we prefer that the energy firms up again. And if we go to like USO, and we know crude is way up there comparatively to where it was when all these energy stocks were a lot lower. So we're staying on the energies, waiting for these signals. And if you go back to the XLE, wasn't a big move, but we got our inside day to the upside here, and then a slight gap up. So this is what we're waiting for, really. It's like all this 2-2 reversal down. I'm like, all right, now we can take some profits, buy some puts, protect ourselves, make a lot of money. And then the inside day here, and then inside day to the upside. Like, Rob, it's only up a couple cents. I'm like, yeah, but that's what we're waiting for, because we know that we have these longer term signals. And we're coming into a new month, new quarter. Boom. Here you go. So far, so good. So I'm not going to waste too much time today, but we have a new month. We have a new quarter coming up, right? So what we want to look for is anything that's still, if we're going to start rallying, still green on the year, because now you're going to have the quarter, the month, the week, the day, the year all green. And that's pretty much the energy stocks. And or are we going to keep puking? And then we want to look for all the continuity to the downside, right? Because we know these things are getting killed. And, we'll look at like Netflix. It's killed. This guy's getting killed. And because we also know that people are going to get their 401k at the end of the week. How's it going? Like, oh boy. Like, oh boy. It's bad. Like, so anything that's full time frame continuity to the downside in the 401ks, people are not going to be happy about. And so, oftentimes when we have a bull market, what we'll see is something called window dressing, where it's technically illegal, but they do it, where they run the winners to make it look better because you got 3 months to deal with it. But at this point, a lot of times, when you have, let's go back to SPY for a second. When you have monthly, when you have this death drop, right, there's things that you don't want to have on your sheets, right? If you have to answer the phones and say, like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry, we didn't mean to do that. Like, Netflix is something you definitely don't want to have to answer the phone for. So they might dump that, but we're coming into the end of the quarter, end of the month, and, if you're listening to me, most likely you're a professional trader, or at least, very focused. And that the thing is that when we come right into here, there's things that you don't want to have to explain to your clients, right? Netflix is one of them. Be like, get them off the sheets, man. I can't answer the phone telling people that we're still long Netflix, right? And so we're gonna let them open, let them close, but we're gonna have new continuity levels. Okay, so the good thing for the SPY is that we did go out to outside year. And we go here. We did go outside year. And it's not a yearly chart, but we did go outside year. So we are a 3 on the year, which we were in 2020. So we want to watch the continuity level, but you're nowhere near a signal to the upside on the monthly, right? Now, you might have continuity come up and take it up, and that's good, and we'll pay attention to that. But you're nowhere near a 2-2 reversal on the month, right? That's something we got to know about. And it's somewhat rare to see a bloody year like we're seeing that's staying blood, right? So we would prefer the downside. As far as trading is concerned, of course, we love everybody and we hope that they do well. We're just saying that to turn this around, you'd have to have an inside month in July and then August go up, or really blast in July, which is probably not going to happen. So we're looking at that. And so, the thing here too, also SMH, this is a problem because we're looking at a lot of the 10-year, which saying that growth is still having a problem. And if you go to the weekly, popped up a little bit, but almost everything I talked about in the weekend video is potential of 1-bar rev strat. Inside, 2 up, potential 3 to the downside. So we're going to keep an eye on that because we saw this, the 2 up, 2 down smasher, right? Try to run them. Oof. So we want to watch all that stuff from the weekend vid if we start to back off or continue to back off, because QQQ and a lot of things potential 3 weeks to the downside. That's something I want to know about. Unless they can try and change that, potentially all the SMHs that I talked about in the weekend vid, QQQ, so many things could go 3 weeks to the downside, where because it's the end of the quarter, where people want to get these things off the sheets because they got to answer to their clients. And it's very important, like this is how things work. Like, why am I long this? Why are we still long this? I'm like, I'm sorry, we aren't. Boom, get out. So that's what we're looking at coming into the end of the week. I'm going to be out next week because every once in a while you got to take a week off. So next week I'm going to take a week off. But always understanding that when things occur matters, right? What's going on here and when things occur matters. Are we potential threes? Or what's going on here? Because people that don't follow the market like we do are not going to be happy with what happened to their accounts, right? And so the people that manage their accounts right now are adjusting right at the end of the quarter so they can, Lucy, you got some explaining to do, explain it to them. Like, all right, most likely they're just going to say, we're in for the long haul. I'm like, dude, I just like 80%. I'm like, my meta buddy is getting destroyed. Right? I think you need to explain this to people. And so what you're seeing is get out while you can. So, just always understand when things occur matters, and we'll get to it. And then I'm going to take a week off, and then I'll see you back. All right, this is Rob Smith, Smith the Black. Strat Attack.
You've been listening to the Strat Attack Show.
It's over.
That looks like I'm running out of time again.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
And now for something completely different.
Yeah. Did you get that memo?
Let's go to Billy Baroo. Here's where they're buying.
Oh, behave.
Here's where they're selling.
Oh, righty.
I'd keep an eye on this. Is that a problem? It is.
You just don't turn it off.
I'm Rob Smith.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I'm Smith in the Black with the Strat Attack.